Hello, everybody. This is Tom from the UBR, and this is not an unbiased review once again. And I'm joined by Alec.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
We're doing a podcast.
Hooray! And you won't have your ears raped by Drew's terrible quality this time around.
Yeah, we're in the same room for once.
Yeah, there's no Skype going on.
Yeah, those crickets in the background, or they're crinkles.
Yeah, the bubble wrap.
Yeah.
UBP
that was all me,
review.
by the way. I was in the bubble wrap, just popping it.
Yeah, you won't get that anymore. No more mute segments, and we're going to do these in person from now on so as to ease your viewing experience. So...
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, no need to thank us in the comment section. We might make a Patreon.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
No, we won't. But, okay, so today we are going to be talking about how difficult should a game be, or can you generalize? It's pretty much the topic of how difficult games should be, what your preference is, that kind of stuff. I personally believe that I'll start it off, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine,
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
I personally believe that a game, it's okay to be an easy game, but my personal favorite is a really, really hard game. Or at least difficult. Because one, I like getting the crap kicked out of me, and that does not mean I'm into creepy sex fetish acts. What that means is that I'm into really, really intriguing games. For example, Bloodborne, or Dark Souls, or Clunky Souls, otherwise known as Lords of the Fallen. Or, a game that might not necessarily be Souls, but still hard. Nonetheless, I like hard games because when it kicks you to your knees, you feel that much better, and you get a genuine adrenaline rush that I've never received before in any other kind of game. Those hard games give me, a gaming high, I guess.
Way to bring in drugs into this, Tom. Nice job.
Oh.
We weren't going to do drugs, Tom. We aren't going to do drugs.
Yes, Mr. Trump, you don't have to come after us.
Sorry. No politics in this. I'm not meaning to offend anyone. Okay? And my personal belief is that I personally enjoy really, really hard games. Well, not really hard games. I rage a lot. But when a game has the difficulty settings that you can set it to the way you want to play it, like, say, one's like Skyrim, Witcher, Arkham Knight, I think, had a difficulty setting, right?
Arkham Knight had a pretty good difficulty setting.
As long as you do it right, and it's not just like... Because, like, some games actually do it correctly and some others don't. Like, games, mostly like FPSs, do it really weirdly where it's just like, oh yeah, up the health of the enemies or up their damage per bullet. It doesn't really add to the experience or anything. So replaying the game on, like, easy and then on hard is really no different. You just get a little bit of a more rage-inducing experience, which isn't the reason you play hard games. It's so you have that, like, sort of feeling of, like, yes, I did it.
I guess you could say Payday is a game like that, where they just amp up the difficulty, and the only incentive...
Is the money?
Yeah, the only incentive is the money. Without that, it's literally the exact same thing. Yes, it has the randomly generated stuff on higher difficulties. Stealth is going to be harder. Cops are going to be more responsive. But, I mean, when you get into the super, super, super hard territory, it just becomes unfair at that point. And that's where I think we draw the line. I guess maybe we could segue this, since there aren't that many hard games nowadays. Would you agree?
True. You only have that, like, specific, like, grouping of ones, like, as you said, Bloodborne and Dark Souls, games like that are actually specifically made for people who want to have a harder challenge in video games.
Rest in peace, Satoru Iwata. You were good. He was good with those hard games.
But, and it's just like some games are just... I don't know where I'm going with this because you sort of took me off track there.
Haha.
But, and then others are made for a more broadened grouping, I should say, of, like, people that they want to get to, like...
Filthy goddamn casuals.
Exactly. Just not spoken like a freaking...
Internet dweller.
Yeah. Troll, as they call them.
A Gligar.
Yeah. I just think that you can make, even, like, say, like, they even do this, I'm only going to say this because I'm recently playing Pokemon, but Pokemon, they have people actually, like, make their own fan-made games, which are basically hacks of the originals, and they do them to, most of the time, to make it more challenging for the people playing them, and in all honesty, some of those hacked games are better than the original just because they bring in more of a challenging aspect to it where I'm sorry talking about Pokemon because you don't really play that, do you?
I like it. It just never was my... Jerpigas normally aren't my kind of appeal.
I don't really think Pokemon is a Jerpiga. I think it was more as like...
For all you guys out there who think that we're like high or something, it's a JRPG. So...
Whatever. It's a game about capturing small animals and having them fight each other, but...
Cramming them in balls and throwing them around. And...
True, yeah. And... They can be challenging at times, but like in the base games, it's just more or less of a grind, and then if you want to, you can play competitive, but that's more or less like no life sort of thing where you go. No offense to anyone who does that.
It's okay if you're in your mom's basement; she'll give you all the reassuring you need.
No, Tom. Don't stop. That's even worse than what I just said. Thank you for making me the good guy here.
You're welcome.
But yeah, and then. They make them so easy, and like Nintendo makes Pokemon games really easily, but easy.
Well, yeah, they crank them out every other year.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they're bad.
Well, yeah, you could use the same argument with Call of Duty.
Yeah, true. It doesn't necessarily mean they're bad, but I mean that's getting into a whole other topic.
That's crazy.
I
have a decent idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna restate my thesis, but give backup evidence as to why. And by the way, I should get this out of the way. The UBR does not support bootlegging any Pokemon games. So
it's not bootlegging. I'm not joking. They literally like take the assets from Pokemon like Fire Red or something. That's like the most used one, and putting in their own stuff, making their own Some people even make their own Pokemon, and those are like the best ones. Like, and they actually like make their own crap and regions and like different graphics. It's amazing what people can do with like the one person even made like an entire RPG based on Pokemon, which was literally it was better than anything Nintendo's ever put out, I have to say. Yeah,
I like how on counterfeit polos they remove one of the legs on the horse on Ralph.
I'm not joking. It literally is like original work that these people make. It. One person was so original that Nintendo took them down for copyright.
So original. Then again,
no, I'm not even joking. His idea didn't even like. It seemed like a better version of Pokemon, which is why I think like a better, like more refined version of Pokemon, which is why I think like Nintendo was like, oh shit, we gotta do something about this guy.
We gotta take him out.
We gotta take him down. And so he was making like a demo. He made like a demo. I played it, and it was fantastic. And that was like a year ago, like in the beginning of like freshman year, at the end of freshman year. And I was like, a couple months ago, I was like, I'm gonna go check how that project's doing. Maybe there's a new demo out. And I look on the website that is there. It's just like, I'm sorry, but I completely understand Nintendo just took me down. And I can't make this hack any. It wasn't even a hack. It was like an original thing. But
I hear that they hold them in the basement of what's that guy? Who's the guy that runs Nintendo for the American?
Reggie.
Yeah, Reggie. They hold him. They hold this guy in Reggie's basement, and they force him to watch the Star Wars prequels on loop.
Oh my god, I feel horrible for them. They were just trying to make a good game, and they couldn't. Nintendo.
Yeah. So I mean,
dogs
anyways.
of copyright.
Yeah, damn you, copyright. You get in my way on a monthly basis.
Yeah, with your videos.
Yeah. Nintendo claimed me, too. They tried to make me watch the prequels, but I overcame the willpower.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, I guess what we're trying to get at with this Pokemon thing is that they're too easy, so sometimes gamers will be driven to produce their own...
harder versions.
Yeah, so not bootleg versions
of
Pokemon.
I'm literally not joking. They can't... Most of them can't be taken down for copyright. Most of them. That was the only one chance that I've actually ever seen one of them get attacked by Nintendo.
Most murderers can't be caught.
That's a lie. Screw off, Tom. But yeah, and like they even make like the same version of the game. They don't even use their own assets or anything or their own storylines or something. They're just like, here, this is a more challenging version of Pokemon Fire Red, Pokemon Omega Red.
Okay, but then you get the complete opposite side of the spectrum, which comes out and people like, it's too hard. Like, Dark Souls came into a lot of scrutiny because of that. And more recently, Bloodborne did as well, because Bloodborne was the kind of game where they go, so you don't like Souls, huh? Here's a game that's definitely not Souls. We tricked you into, like, crying your eyes out at the first boss battle.
Yeah, but I really don't see... I mean, people can be angry at that. It doesn't mean you have to buy the game.
I fucking love that game. I'll be the first person to state that.
Yeah, Dark Souls and Bloodborne are both really good games in their own right, and I don't really see if you're gonna bitch about a game being hard or even too easy, then why even buy the game? And that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I guess that's a pretty good point of view, but I guess you could that argument kind of is like a straw man when you really think about it.
True.
Because you could use that argument saying, well, then why do you bitch about Call of Duty?
True.
But I mean, Call of Duty, that's we could go on for hours about COD.
We could have our own podcast about COD. That's our next idea, all right, Tom? Everyone prepare for COD. Why we hate it.
Next time on the UBP.
Oh, is that what we're calling that? That sounds like a really bad disease, an STD or something.
I got UBP. It's chronic.
Yeah, it really does. I don't know why we named it this.
It was my idea, like spontaneously.
Exactly.
At the end,
Your dirty mind.
Spontaneously, the UBPodcast.
Oh my god, I fucking hate.
I don't know. I kind of wanted a cool abbreviation like TBR or something like that. The other podcasters have. I'm like, well, UBP is close enough.
It's a really cool abbreviation.
Yeah.
That we could steal from another company.
I'm pretty sure Hugo and Jake wouldn't really care.
Yeah, probably not. Let's think of one. Let's just get off of this topic. We'll find something else to call this podcast. Or if I get outvoted, we'll keep it the weird sexually transmitted disease type.
And we'll have to bring up a new kind of Japanese rape simulator on every episode like we just had to in the first one.
I didn't even watch that in full, so I don't even know what you're talking about. But
there was a point where we were debating about political correctness, Drew and I, and we said, look, Anita Sarkeesian hates Doom because she says it's too violent, and we said, and Drew's going off on this rant about how stupid this is, and then I come in, I'm like, I just got off Google, I'm like, Drew, Anita needs to go be the hero for all of us and go after this company that made a legitimate rape simulator for VR.
I don't think they can. I think those are just like pretty much made by people who just spend all their day on like Pornhub or something. And
the hentai section.
The hentai section. It's a very good section, Tom. You should check it out. I've never been there, but I've heard many good things about it.
Oh God.
But yeah, a rape simulator. I really don't see the whole point in that, and just being like a joke.
I bet it's
famous
a pretty difficult game.
I'm pretty sure that's just something like PewDiePie would do for clickbait, basically. Look at this rape simulator. It's something. Somebody put effort into this.
Somebody did this. But back on
somebody took a shit on a CD and sent me this rape simulator. Basically, that's what it is.
Yeah, we called it Big Rigs Off the Road Racing.
That was such a good... I don't know what you're talking about. That was such a good game, even though it was so shit.
It was good for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Okay, so back on track yet again.
Sorry.
We're terrible at this.
I got all the time in the world.
Or do we?
We do, technically.
The debate here is really Dark Souls and Bloodborne are really, really hard games. And I guess you could clump Mario games into that category and stuff like that. Games tend to be really hard when they're made by the right people. However, then you turn around and you have a middle ground, which is like, I don't know, Arkham City.
In all honesty, I see like Assassin's Creed games like that. I'm not gonna clump in Arkham, but it might be. I barely ever played this series in all honesty, but I do see those as like the God mode sort of character where you can't really die. Like Assassin's Creed, where you're just in a. I always hated seeing those like videos, even though they look badass. I'm not gonna lie about that, where they're just in a circle surrounded by guys, and like one guy goes after him instead of everyone just throwing their like swords into his back or something like that.
They should have had a disclaimer that says asterisk definitely not Batman combat.
Yeah, those are the kind of games that makes me angry for them being too easy.
Like, you can do that in Batman because Batman's hard in the right places.
I'm not talking about Batman. I'm talking more about Assassin's Creed and games of the like.
Well, yeah, they're just really bad at ripping it off.
But it's just like those are the games that I get really angry about because I think of them being challenging. Stealth. I think when somebody says the word Assassin's Creed and I've never heard of the series before, I think of assassins jumping on walls, silently taking out guards to get to assassinate one major person. Not somebody standing in the middle of a circle fighting one man at a time. I don't think about that.
Well, do you think about pirate ships or fisticuffs in Victorian London?
Well, no, not really. I actually sort of liked AC4. It was one of the first ones I played fully. I really just liked it because of the ship mechanic.
It still had the logic of, yes, stealth is infuriatingly hard, but if you're sighted, they'll all get in a circle, and it's like, okay, Batman time.
Yeah. But those are the games that I get infuriated about them being too easy. I don't really mind if a game wants to portray it as easier than a lot of these other games because they want to get a wider audience than just hardcore gamers who will put a lot of their time into it to beat bosses or get objects and stuff like that. And I'm okay with that, but when you make a game based on assassinating people, you can't just have a badass just walking around everywhere just murdering people left and right and have no repercussions whatsoever. Like, I think Dishonored did a pretty good job of balancing stealth and badassery. I mean, that was one of my... I actually preferred playing that to an Assassin's Creed game, going through the story of it, because even though Dishonored's story was it was pretty cool in the beginning, but it got kind of stale going from one place to the other, just assassinating one person. The way that you did it, though, like either assassinating them, killing them, or like in like a really cool way, or sending them...
Like, to compensate for difficulty, they had an intriguing story.
Yeah.
Like,
and
here's where we segue, right?
Yeah.
You have a game called Heavy Rain. You might have heard of it. I went on and on about this game in the beginning of last year.
I know how you have to press like all the buttons all at the same time.
Yeah, that was infuriating. But
I saw one guy playing it. He had like his tongue on like one of the buttons to do it one time.
Oh yeah, I had to do that so many times. I had to use my toes once because I couldn't press all the buttons.
Yeah.
But it's not a very difficult game. It's only for like the really, really, really climactic stuff that it gets to like infuriating levels of button mashing. But Heavy Rain is the complete opposite side of the spectrum to a game like Dark Souls. It is not a hard game whatsoever. And some people bitched about this. And I think that it's beautiful. And it'll segment into our next section on whether or not video games are art. Well, we'll do it eventually. I don't know when. But
maybe even in this video. We're still editing this as we speak. I'm
actually going to put that in.
Bah.
So, I love Heavy Rain. It's got an intriguing story. It got me to cry. A game got me to cry. It was really heartbreaking. It was good. It was well written. It was well shot for a CG film.
True. It was more or less of a film that you were playing through, I think.
I don't have a problem with that.
I don't either. If it's like a really good idea and a really good basis for the film, then I don't have a problem with that. But if it's just like playing through CG movie X, Y, and Z of like fucking aliens invading Earth or something like that, it's not cool. But if it's like an interactive narrative experience where the story takes more than the actual gameplay.
Press F to pay your respects.
Yeah. Was that actually a thing?
Yeah, that was the thing. I played the game.
I did not. I stopped buying Call of Duty after Black Ops 2, I want to say. And I was going to stop after MW3, but my friends were like, oh yeah, you got to get Black Ops 2. It's entirely changed the series.
You could draw a parallel to smoking with that.
Yeah, I know. Peer pressured into it.
Peer pressured into something dangerous and addicting.
It's not addicting, it's rage inducing. I never have been addicted. Actually, I was addicted to Call of Duty.
Well, I mean, you can visit 1 in 10 elderly women's households and find an odd species of gamer in the basement playing Call of Duty or some sort of MMO. And I'm not generalizing. I'm doing this for humor purposes. Yeah. I know that's not the case. So, shut up. I hear you in the comments section.
Internet, shut up.
Put your keyboard down. Or turn it off.
Cam down. Cam down.
You've already clicked. Oh, wait. This is a retention-based algorithm. Don't leave. Stay. We love you.
I still don't love them. Go away.
Stay.
It's like reverse psychology. Like, if you don't show them how desperate you are for views, they'll stay. Because either they'll feel bad for us or they'll laugh at us at the same time. Like, it's a strange way people think.
I have cancer. Will you stay? Love me?
I lost 3 legs in a military accident.
I lost 7 of my eyes.
Oh my god. My god.
Alright, so now that we've touched on Heavy Rain, it had really good storytelling. So I guess that we could come to a semi-consensus that there's a balance. If you don't have a very high difficulty, you would better make up for it for something to engage a gamer. whether it be story or... No, you can't really wallop gameplay into that because gameplay can be really good, but if it's too easy, it's not good.
Yeah, and I kind of sort of have gameplay being... You want it to be at least some bit challenging, where you're not just like walking through a level or area and just either walloping all the bad guys or basically just speed running the crap out of it.
Yeah, and I don't mean to fanboy out because I truly am unbiased when I say this, but there's a difficult game out there that did storytelling really well for a difficult game, and it blended in perfectly. It was called Bloodborne. I know that people may think I'm a Sony pony. I want Microsoft to do good as well, and I'm going to hopefully have Alec do Halo 5 when it comes out, because that's supposedly going to be pretty big.
I never played the beta, but I'm not a huge Halo fan. The last one I bought was Reach, and I enjoyed Reach. I'm not going to say anything bad about it. It was a good game.
I reached for the Xbox, but could only find a PS3. Forever alone.
But I'll probably get Halo 5. I heard Halo 4 was a complete mess, so I didn't get into that. But Halo 5, from what I've heard from the beta, seems pretty good, at least for the multiplayer aspect.
Yeah, but anyways, back to Bloodborne. It's like, here on the show, we'll be willing to admit if a system exclusive is really good or really bad, depending on what console we personally own.
Rise, the best game of the year. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, it's up there with Rambo on my Game of the Year picks.
I know.
It's up there with Rambo and Ride to Hell. It should be preserved in the Library of Congress.
Yeah, it really should. I think those games are more or less art forms than actual video games. They've ascended.
I've seen people go into their backyard and take trash cans and make them into art. So, we could theoretically see worse be made into art.
True.
But that's for the next video. Then my point is the story in Bloodborne is really compelling. However, it's very creatively told in the classic From Software way, except with a much more intriguing story this time around. I'm not going to go into detail because it would go way over people's heads because it's a very obscure and complex story. However, if you look around the world, you'll find clues, you read item description, and it's that joy of... It's why you keep suffering. Not only the adrenaline rush whenever you beat a boss, but the fact that once you start catching wind of this, you think to yourself, what is going on here? And I think I kind of missed that when I originally reviewed it because I made a statement where I said that I didn't follow the story. And that's mainly because I was playing through the game to get a review out, just to have a review by the end of the month. It's kind of sad in that respect, but when you go back and you enjoy the game and you really play it out, the story's there. It's just really hard to piece together, which makes it that much more intriguing. It's not lazy, it's deliberate.
Yeah, the last great story games I've played have been definitely The Witcher. Witcher is probably going to be my favorite game from 2015, in all honesty, unless Fallout 4 or Battlefront knock my socks off, because Witcher 3 in general is just a fantastic game, not just story-wise, gameplay, world. There was nothing bad I could actually say about it. The only thing was the story, the ending of the story was just like, well, some of it was just like, aw, and there was only the bad ending, which I got the first time I played it through.
Yeah.
Which was basically, you're a depressed old man, and you're just like, my daughter's dead. And
live with it.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I might have spoiled everything for you guys. So.
Spoiler alert.
It's too late. No, that's not. That's one of the many endings. Don't worry, you don't have to get that. But it's like
that definitely didn't happen. Bella doesn't marry whatever vampire she was going out with.
Shut up.
Harry doesn't become a wizard.
No. Shut up.
Gandalf dies.
I haven't seen those movies yet. I'm still on like Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets or whatever it is.
Yeah,
the first 10 minutes of it.
Harry Potter goes with his lightsaber and he drops the ring in Mount Doom.
Shit. I did not see that one coming.
Yeah.
But anyway, The Witcher's story, even though it was really good throughout the entire game, like all the characters and stuff were really intriguing. Witcher 1, Witcher 2, which I played Witcher 2, I didn't play Witcher 1. All that was really good, and it wasn't like you didn't have to go looking deep for it. You had to go looking deep for the lore and stuff behind it if you weren't already into the series. So
I mean, on the bright side, if Battlefront or Fallout 4 flops, you'll get to see us lose our shit in an unbiased review.
Oh yeah, fucking hell! I am peeking out on Fallout 4. That is going to be my favorite game. It's definitely going to be up there with The Witcher.
No, I'm Battlefront all the way.
I
still play that game to this day.
I wouldn't be surprised, but it's been a while since like an FPS has gotten Game of the Year. So I'm just rolling it out on the RPGs. The Witcher, Dragon Age was 2014, so I can't say that one. That was a really good story game. Yeah, whatever. The Erpigas, yeah.
The Momorpigas, the Erpigas, the Jerpigas.
In all honesty, RPGs are one of my favorite genre of games. Yeah. They're just really fun.
So, like, story. I'm pretty much going to... There.
Oh my god, you just hit your freaking mom.
I hit my dad this time. Get it right.
Oh.
She's still
Shit, I did the quote wrong.
From last time.
Shit, I did the quote wrong.
Yeah, apparently Drew thinks I punched my mom. It's not a crime if you're not caught.
Yeah. Speaking of which.
But, I think I can swing the gavel down.
Oh my god, stop it!
I think that we can agree.
She's bleeding!
For now.
Oh my god.
Maybe I'll find a bloodstone shard.
Don't bring references into this fucking video, Tom. I can't deal with it.
So, I think that what we've agreed on is that there needs to be an equilibrium. One side, you have an engrossing story with little difficulty.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I'm going to name off a few titles. Heavy Rain, Arkham City. Bloodborne is an odd egg, so we'll leave that for later. But Arkham City wasn't that hard unless you turn it up on really hard difficulties, in which case, holy shit, you better be really good. I feel great that I got all trophies except for Platinum on that game. But aside from those games, the other end of the spectrum that you have, which I'm pretty sure we covered, is difficult with no story. Like, I don't know, difficult games with no story.
Yeah, so...
Payday.
Payday. Yeah. But that's more single player aspects. Dark Souls has more or less lore. It doesn't really have a story.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing... Could you say the same for Bloodborne? I haven't played it.
Bloodborne has both, and it's incredibly fleshed out to an amazing degree. If you're lazy like me and you can't find it because you're too busy killing things, then I recommend that you go and you look up Bloodborne Story Explained. It should be about a 20-minute video.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Well, they're going to say that too. But you should go check that out if you're interested. It's a very good story. They should make a movie out of it, even if you don't like the game. But I guess what we're agreeing on as we hit the 27 minutes and 38 seconds
Holy
mark.
Shit, mate.
Yeah, time flies.
I thought this was like the 5 minute and 57 second mark. I was calling it there.
I think in the 5 minute and 57 second mark, we were going on some tangent about something.
This entire video is a tangent.
Yeah, well, normally I got...
Don't worry about it, though.
Scripts and editing softwares and cutaways.
Well, don't worry about it. It's
Gucci.
a freaking podcast. It's a freaking podcast.
What do you want from me?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, we pretty much swung the fist down on my mother. I mean,
hell,
hammer on the gavel.
her.
We've hammer on the gavel, not fist on my mother. We have swung the gavel.
Hopefully that comes out right.
Down on that.
Hopefully the mic picked that up right, or else it's gonna sound really weird. Fist on your mother. I can't believe you didn't pick that up.
I didn't pick that up.
All right.
We're not putting my fist on my mother.
We might have to edit that out.
Nah, we're keeping it. It's unscripted.
Sure.
Okay.
You just need to pronounce better.
Yeah, I do.
You have to, whenever you say something like that, you have to speak up louder to the mic.
Something I'm going to have to do in Season 3 is re-record any shots where I stutter, which I do a lot in the unbiased reviews, and it kind of just throws you off.
Yeah. I stutter sometimes if I lose my way in, like, a script or something when I'm writing stuff.
Yeah.
Just because I never practiced before, I just go, like, right into it. I should do that more often.
Yeah.
But.
Normally, I just won't re-record. Like, in the Batman Arkham Knight review, I would just splice things. I would keep the recording going. I'd be like, oh, god damn it, Tom, you fucked it up. Just put it in when I start talking again. So, I mean... But anyways, as I wear out a joke that probably isn't funny anymore because we've done it about 10 times this episode, I think that we can agree that you need to have a trade-off. You need to either have a good story to keep people engaged, or you need to have good gameplay. And if you have a good story, that's how you get... like old people, women that aren't into gaming, people like that. That's how you get them into gaming. Yeah. You're not going to give them Bloodborne and expect them to get into gaming.
It's sort of like that whole like triangle thing where you say you can only have two.
Yeah.
Or this one's you can only have one in this aspect of the game. Like,
yeah.
Like you can have like the really good gameplay where it's really challenging and invigorating to play, or you could have the engaging story that is also in its own respects like heart-wrenching sometimes, and like it actually affects your emotions and stuff.
And then
like
that's where we get the Skyrims and the Batmans of the world. Arguably not Asylum, that was pretty straightforward. But the City is the one that I'm focusing in on, because I know that Night has gotten a ton of controversy, so my point isn't on Night. I'm focusing on City right now. Games like that are your middle ground, where you have decent difficulty with really good storytelling.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess that's...
I put The Witcher in that, too. Witcher had some pretty good gameplay mechanics in it for RPG.
So it pretty much either comes down to preference or it comes down to the game development, because a game needs a hitch to get you to play it.
Mm-hmm.
If it lacks a hitch, it's shite.
I do have to say though, like the engaging storyline probably hits more audiences than the invigorating gameplay, because if you go for the hardcore gameplay aspect like Bloodborne and Dark Souls go for, you're only aiming at one type of demographic basically, while the storyline is aiming for a much wider audience, maybe even getting it engrosses more people into the culture of video games.
Well, that's probably why Dark Souls hasn't outsold Grand Theft Auto by a mile.
Yeah.
Miles upon miles. In fact, globes upon globes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess that's pretty much our conclusion. A difficulty's okay at any level, but you need to have a balance between storytelling and gameplay so that the audience that you're pandering to has something to keep them interested.
Yeah. You can't just expect to have an easy game with like Battlefield 4's story / Battlefield Hardline story, where you just walk through the entire level doing nothing but shoot people that just walk up into your bullets.
You know, I put in iTunes headphones when I was playing that story mode, and I had the America Fuck Yeah song playing in my earbuds.
Fuck yeah.
Come in now, save the motherfucking day, yeah.
Hardline was even worse.
That one, if I hear that song again, it's the sound of the police, I'm going to smack whoever is singing that.
It's the sound of the police. I love that song in that game. I don't know why they took it out.
Thank God.
It was literally the best. Like, the only reason I played that game after the beta was literally because I wanted to hear that song when I was riding down the road in a stolen car, randomly blowing up other vehicles for no other reason than just... Hey, you ever looked at that, like, why the Hotwire game was the stupidest fucking thing?
That game...
Battlefield Friends did, like, a video on it. It's just like, alright, man, so these high-class criminals, they're trying to steal these cars. And the guys are just like, so what are they going to do with them? Take it back to, like, a chop shop and sell them? No, they're trying to drive them around the city, high speeds. That's the only thing they're doing. What's the point of that, then? It gets them money and points and stuff like that. And then the one guy is just like, well, what's our goal? We're going to try to shoot them out of the cars or blow them up ourselves. And once we get those cars, we're going to drive them around the city too. Well, we can't just take them back to base. No! It just makes no sense whatsoever.
I'll have to put a clip in if I can find it. There's a South Park scene from the WTF episode where they're talking about wrestling, and they took our jobs. We were talking about the wrestlers doing their storyline, the rednecks in the audience. They took our points? Like intentionally broken English.
You took my girl, and you took my job! He took his job! He took it, girl! Took it there! Damn it, they took my job!
But anyways, Battlefield rants aside. Yeah. I'll do the outro, but I guess I'll do the outro, because...
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, because Drew taught me how to do it.
What is it, just...
Well, apparently, we might offend people, because some people told me I don't have a filter.
The internet is a very sensitive area.
Yeah.
Like, you can break somebody's heart on the internet for saying, like, hi, how you doing? Like, something is that simple. It's like...
Hi, how you doing? Fuck off, I'm sad.
That's like Tumblr in general.
That's Tumblr.
No offense to Tumblr users. We love you.
You're better than MySpace, at least.
I thought MySpace was just for, like, really angry, like, old people and ghosts.
Pretty much. The Ghost of Christmas Past has a MySpace account. The FBI's trying to shut it down.
Yeah.
They say...
Fidel Castro is just on MySpace trying to recruit people. He's trying to take the ISIS standpoint of going on.
Putting their pager numbers on.
Yeah.
Oh, God. But anyways.
We have ranted.
Yeah. So, I mean, you want to introduce yourself? People that haven't seen you, tell them a few videos of yours to check out. Self-promote yourself.
Oh, yeah. Self-promotion time. Go check out my... What did I do? Insurgency. Shut up. Insurgency. Really good fucking FPS. If you want to see my review on it, go ahead. Also, buy the game. Because it's a really good game.
Yeah, more people need to play that game.
What else did I do? I did like... Oh, shit. What else did I do?
You did Titanfall.
Oh, I know I did Titanfall, but was that on like the channel for very long?
Yeah, that wasn't in Season 0. If you guys want to find Season 0, have fun. It's gone. It's been gone. Season 0 existed. Not anymore because its quality was even
What
worse.
Season 0?
Season 0.
No, we're not.
Yeah,
we're not saying that it exists anymore. What's Season 0?
Season 0 was like the series of videos where you reviewed Battlefield 4.
Yeah, that's not on the internet anymore. So yeah, Titanfall and Insurgency, the two, one really good FPS that's from an indie developer, and one really shit FPS that's from like a AAA developer with as much funding as possible.
And I'll be trying to push you until December when we're going to hopefully have a massive collaboration.
Yeah, and I'm not really sure what games I should review. If any of you guys say something like that you think I'd probably play, like other FPSs, because I'm pretty into those, RPGs. I wouldn't mind doing a Witcher review, but all you'd hear out of me is just really good things because it was just a really good game.
Yeah, that's boring.
Same with Dragon Age. There was only a few bad things about it.
We gotta get you to... No, I'll review Off the Roads Racing, Big Rigs. I'll be like, this game is shit. And then end it. It'll be a very quick review.
I'm literally just like looking over there to see what other games I could do. Hold on, Tom. Hold on, Tom.
As we break for the next podcast, I would like to say that this has been Tom and Alec from the UBR. We do not mean to offend anybody. Respect women, social justice, all that good stuff. This is all impromptu. If we say anything stupid, don't hold it against us.
Shadow of Mordor.
There we go. Shadow of Mordor. That's a good game. That might be on the review queue. Whether or not you want to let us know, comment below. Let me know. And here, if you want to see more, click right here to see more. I just ripped off Jeremy Jones. Don't sue me. So
Kenny?
No, Jeremy Johns.
Oh. Can he sue you though?
I don't know.
Turn the video off right now.
Fuck.
Just in case.